Direct Service Garage Doors. We are your one-stop shop for all things garage door. From garage door repair and broken spring replacement to new garage doors and openers, we do it all. We're proud to be among the highest-rated local garage door companies in all of Northwest Arkansas. Our highly trained technicians are available 24 hours a day at no extra cost to you. So if you have an emergency, call us today, 479-203-5880, or visit our website at directservicenwa.com. Don't wait days. We'll fix it now.
All right. Let's do this, huh? Arkansas Bowl eligible. Goodness, it's such a good feeling, isn't it? It's just such a magical feeling. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Yo, what's going on, Arkansas Razorback fans? Welcome to the Tusk Talk with Ty post-game call-in show. If you guys want to call in, I will send you the link in chat. I've had people are texting me. I don't know how to call in. What's going on? It's not working. I haven't sent the link yet. Let me get the link out to you guys really quick. All right, let's get this underway here. Here we go. Paste, copy and paste. But there you go. If you want to call in, you just click that link. That's it. It's as simple as that. I got to meet a few people today at the stadium. We at halftime, we crashed a few. Listen, those huff and puff halftime walks are fun. They're fun. They're pretty good. This one was extra special. Go back and watch it. We actually crashed a few tailgates. That was good stuff. Here we go. For those of you in Discord, there's the link. If you're, I don't know why you would be here and not know how to operate this one and have to go to Discord. We've already got a couple lined up here. Mr. T-Dub, we'll bring you up first. Here we go. Tim,
hey, what's going on? Man, I'm good. It's colder than a mother-in-law's love out here. No, I'm doing great. Great win. Really great win. Few things. Number one, Quincy McAdoo. I mean, I don't think that really you could even take an hour and spend enough time talking about how difficult it is to switch, not from receiver to tight end or, tackle to guard, but you went from receiver to DB as a 18-year-old true freshman.
Yeah.
And played pretty lights out against a hot offense. I think the future looks bright for him at that position. I really hope he doesn't change back. I think he's going to make money at the next level at DB. That's just my opinion.
So you think he obviously needs to stay there? They did say, and this was coming from Sam Pittman. I know you watch all the content. You listen to everything Sam Pittman says. I know you recall this. He did say going into spring he's going to give him the option to go back to wide receiver.
Yeah, but I think that good coaching and good mentor and leadership around him will say, it's still a crapshoot on the offensive side of the ball. It's a pretty sure bet on the defensive side of the ball.
So far.
And you can really, I think, hopefully you can only go up from there. Since DB is such a weak position for us anyway, I think he has a better shot at DB. And look, here's another thing. Not only was he covering his guy, now it could have been a pass interference on that one ball. I grant that. It was 50-50. I would have been okay with a PI on that one. But let's talk about him sticking his nose on the ball multiple times, right? How many times did he drop his shoulder? And I'm going, was that Pooh Paul or was that McAdoo?
Yeah.
Who was that? Was that Slusher? I mean, he was hitting like a linebacker. He was seeking the ball. You don't see a lot of DBs. Like this is almost Cameron Curl-esque of a DB seeking the ball and knocking snot bubbles out of whoever was touching the ball. Yeah. I mean, I think we really got to be excited about Quincy McAdoo.
Yeah, I think you're right. And Otis has talked about this. He was actually recruited to play corner at several schools. That was a legit offer. I don't know which schools. I had kind of heard that it had been hinted at. Maybe one of the other blue chip schools were interested in him playing corner. Don't know that they ever actually pulled the trigger on him, but that's not easy to do. And I think you hit the nail on the freaking head for an 18-year-old kid to make that switch. I look back at the Trey Knox move from wide receiver to tight end. Very similar, only that
good comparison.
Knox is older, right? And it is a big difference playing tight end from wide receiver, but he has the frame for it. He's built for it. But Quincy McAdoo moving from wide receiver at 18 years old to corner and having this big of an impact. And like Dudley and Otis said, it feels like that secondary now is way more cemented than it ever has been.
And sometimes you got, look, you never buy a car without test driving it. So he's sitting in the driver's seat, pushing a lot of buttons on the defensive side of the ball. Maybe he likes what he sees, and he's a great athlete. Another point of this would be of the game that was, of course, the obvious is Rocket Sanders, the O-line finally came together. KJ looked like KJ for the most part.
Yeah.
The play calling, I thought was, barring the fourth quarter, the play calling was outstanding. I heard the SEC network kept saying two things that were driving me nuts. One, that Drew Sanders came from Alabama as a defensive end. They just kept repeating that, that he was a defensive end. And second, that I'm totally blanking on the second one. Let's chalk that up to the cold.
KJ going pro.
Yeah. KJ going pro. They mentioned that several times. I don't think that's a given, but if he finishes strong, people are going to be in his ear, as they always are, saying there's money at the next level. And, if he goes, your next year is, really up in the air. But if he stays and you get Matt Landers to stay, I mean, how long have I been saying Matt freaking Landers?
Yeah.
I mean, since fall camp, first fall camp. And if you can get, I don't care if Hazelwood goes pro, but if you bring Matt Landers and KJ back next year and you got Rocket and AJ Green and Rashad Dominion, and you've got half of your O-line, I think 75% of your O-line is coming back. You've got a monster. You've got a monster of an offense, and your defense is looking pretty good too.
Yeah. They're still a lot of questions, right? Like what they need to do as far as hitting up the portal and all that. But if they do get KJ back next year with a good chunk of these guys back, although you're probably going to lose Ricky Stromberg and a couple of others, you're going to take a hit up front on the offensive line a little bit. But
does Luke Jones have one more year?
I think he does. Don't quote me on that.
I'm pretty Knox,
sure he has the COVID year. Knox does have another year. Knox should have a COVID year.
And for comparison, you brought up great comparison to Trey Knox. Wasn't Trey Knox 20 or 21 when he switched to tight end last year? Was he 21?
He would have been. Yeah, he was clearly older than Quincy was.
The maturity difference between 18 to 20 is a massive jump anyway.
Especially for guys. Especially for dudes.
I know I was blowing you up, but it was, I didn't really get to watch much of the LSU game last week, which is a rarity for me not to watch the whole game.
Yeah.
But Quincy was on that guy like a pair of cactus pants. He was all over him. And I just love seeing, and then his fearlessness, I am telling you, I looked at that and was going, as a matter of fact, I was texting with one of the dads. Cam Curl's dad going, oh my, you got to see this guy. This is Cam Curl 2.0 in my opinion, because he was like a heat sinking missile blowing guys up. I just loved that.
He plays the ball really well. And something
Absolutely.
Something else someone brought up was that Hudson Clark was missing tackles. I'm almost certain there is a big difference between playing 95% of the snaps this year on defense versus, anybody else. He's clearly banged up too. Bumper pull. We've been talking about that for several weeks. He's clearly playing hurt. That matters. Quincy McAdoo moves over there to corner where he hasn't played much on either side of the ball. He's fresh and he's a willing tackler. And you brought that up, and that's a really good point on top of being a really good cover corner.
Well, put it this way, Ty, and I don't want to hold it up for everybody, but put it this way.
Sure.
If Sam Pittman says the guy's injured or banged up, then the guy probably just got off life supports the day before. And he's continuously talking about how banged up Bumper is. And look, here's another thing that factors in. That ground was hard. Our DBs, as well as theirs, were slipping around out there too. So yeah, Hudson, he got a few bad angles. I watched it. I don't think he was whiffing as much as he was slipping, getting a bad angle. And we called that early in the season on Bumper Pool. You and I were talking about the bad angles. And I think in the first 2 or 3 games, and I'm not trying to pin any roses or medals on me, but I was saying the first 3 or 4 games, I said, I think Bumper's got a hip issue because he could not get angles. And it comes out it was a hip issue. And I think there's something similar with Hudson. There's something going on there, as well as, I mean, the ground was frozen tundra out there tonight.
Yeah,
it was cold.
It was cold. It was very cold. And I know because I was down on the field before kickoff and it was freezing cold. I can imagine. I mean, clearly you're running around on the field and your adrenaline's pumping and that's going to heat you up and everything, but it still doesn't stop you from, like, I'm walking on the halftime show and I'm holding the phone to do the halftime show. I literally had to like switch my hands from holding the phone. I couldn't fold my fist. And that's just me walking down Razorback Road to lot 56. I can't imagine those guys sitting on the sidelines for, however long and freezing over like that. It was cold. And clearly those announcers at SEC Network were.
Yeah. One last thing, and I'm going to jump off here.
Sure.
I heard some speculation.
We got Jeremy McCollum and Brian Frazier up next. So guys, hang tight.
I heard some speculation. I didn't catch whether it was Kendall Browse going to South Carolina, which I almost think is laughable. I don't know if that's what it was. KB's not. However, if he does leave, let me just leave you with this, and I'm jumping off. Are you ready?
Okay.
Bring back Barry Lunny Jr. as OC next year. Look at what he's done at Illinois with really, really low talent level at Illinois. He's done great. Or the guy from UTSA. I'm out, Ty. Great job as always. Woo pig.
I appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Tim. He says, bring back Barry. I have watched Illinois, and Mike Irwin brought up some really good points about Illinois. It's hard to judge their offense because, Brett Bielema probably steps on Barry's toes. He did that at Arkansas. But their scoring offense is last I looked, it wasn't very good. Their numbers are kind of typical of a Brett Bielema coach team. I don't put that on Barry. I'm not saying Barry wouldn't be a great fit here. I think he would. He knows the culture. I think the question is, would he want the job, right? I mean, he's winning. He's going to get credit as the OC at Illinois. Would he want to come back to Arkansas, the place that shunned him from the opportunity of being the head coach? He did apply for that job. So I don't know. It's easy for us to go, he's going to come back, but would he really want to come back? I think the more likely scenario is that they go with the tight end coach, Darryl Loggins. All right, Jeremy McCollum is up next, and we'll hit up Brian Frazier. Again, guys, the link is provided for you in Discord and in the live chat. What's up, Jeremy McCollum, sir?
Hey, Ty, how are you doing?
Doing well, man.
Awesome. Oh, yeah, no, it was it's great to be back on the show. I think this is my second time calling in, and
it is. It's your second time.
I was waiting for this show, and I was trying to be the first one to be on tonight, but I guess I dropped the ball on that. So, but I'm here nonetheless, so I'm thankful for that.
What do you got for me, man?
So that guy that was just talking, kind of hit up on a lot of the things that I was going to say. I was really, really impressed with McAdoo tonight. Seeing that true freshman come in, a couple weeks ago and make plays, and you don't know if it was just a one-time thing or, how is he going to, transition into conference play, because his first game was against Liberty. And I think that he has lived up to the test so far. I was watching him fly to the ball on one of the runs. I think it was that Judkins broke off. McAdoo came all the way across the field to make that tackle and chase him down. And, in this NIL age, it's still nice to see people from in-state, i.e. Clarendon, see a guy named Quincy McAdoo who truly loves the state, put on, the team that he's wanting to represent for the longest time and play his heart out for the team. And it's just reassuring to still see people like that out there. And I just want to give a shout out to him. And then also Raheem Sanders having a career day today, and KJ coming back. I think that, last week really showed how big of a key he is to this offense. And everything pretty much revolves around what he does offensively and, sometimes defensively, as in him being the team captain. And so really great seeing us have a convincing conference win. It has been a while, it feels like, for us to have a conference game where we weren't living and dying by every play. So it was nice to be at 42-6 going into the fourth quarter. Maybe would have liked to see another score too, but nonetheless, still get a 15-point win. And beating Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss is always good to do.
Oh gosh, yeah, you hit the nail on the head right there. Beating Lane Kiffin just feels so right.
It almost like it almost has the feel of like, and again, I'm not predicting anything, but it almost feels like that he knows that he has that Auburn John lined up. Like, he wasn't too animated on the sideline. It almost felt like that he was okay with the results that were going to happen, because it feels like that he's going to move on after this year. That could be completely far-fetched. And again, I'm not predicting anything, but it just had that feel of Lane Kiffin didn't feel like himself tonight. And I don't know if that's just because of butt kicking that we gave them, or maybe he had his mind somewhere else. Kind of the Lincoln Riley game last year against OSU. You knew something was up, and 3 days later he comes out and takes the USC job. So I don't know if that's, a fair comparison, but it just seemed a little off as far as his character throughout the game. So
go ahead,
Ty. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. I was just going to say, I was going to leave you at that, and get off there here and let you get on to your next caller. So I appreciate the time, man, and keep up the good work as always.
Well, good call, man. I appreciate you calling in.
Absolutely.
Second time,
man. It's going to be a routine. Keep doing these. I'll definitely be here. If I'm not calling in, I'm definitely listening. So
I'm getting a lot of requests about to continue doing these. I'm going to continue. I'm going to just keep doing them.
Yeah. So. No, I think you should. It's nice to, I don't know, I guess, be able to vocalize, the way that we feel after games on a platform that gets a lot of views, and it's true Hog content. So it's nice to do that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I appreciate it, man.
Absolutely, Ty. Have a good one, man.
All right, that was Jeremy McCollum. We'll get Brian Fraser on next. Again, I just want to give a shout out to Apex Tattoo Studio. I don't know if I ran that ad. Did I run that ad? I think I did. I think I ran both the ads at the beginning, but shout out to Apex Tattoo Studio. If you guys want to get some ink done, listen, they do good work, okay? They do good work. I'm kind of procrastinating here because I'm looking for my read. I'm always looking for my read here. Where to go? Here we go. Apex Tattoo Studio, located in Rogers, Arkansas, 615 West Oak Street, 72756. Give them a call, 479-278-2694. They'll get you inked up. He had some good points. Jeremy McCollum had some good points. We've had back-to-back really good calls. Again, Super Chat is also up and running. If you guys want your comment for sure read on the screen, well, that's one way of getting it done. Super Chat is up and rolling. Brian Fraser, I think you're a second-time caller. You might want to turn your phone down just a little bit.
Turn it down?
Just a little bit. Yeah, there's a little bit of feedback. If you can, I know that's hard. You still got to hear me.
Third time caller.
Is it third time?
Third time.
Oh, wow.
It's all good. Anyway, finally got to watch a complete game. We started off real hot. I was excited. I'm in there hooping and hollering. Mm-hmm. Halftime comes, and I'm sitting here thinking, and if you're an Arkansas fan, you say to yourself, what is the second half going to look like, right? And I know we won the game. Yes, we won by 15. I just, at this point in the season, and I know a lot of people going to be like, man, come on, everybody. What are they crying for? We won. This is not a cry. This is just me seeing Arkansas football over these years and saying, okay, if this was Lane Kiffin and he was up, he wouldn't have cared it was senior night. You know what I'm saying? If Lane had it his way, it'd have been 60-something, 20.
Well, you're not wrong there.
That's what he would have did to us.
You're not wrong.
I honestly would have loved to see Sam just at least 2 more scores. the defense was playing good. Somebody made a comment on the other show that said that when the offense plays dynamic, the defense follows suit. It's supposed to go that way. Yeah. So, I mean, I was disappointed in that, man. I really was. I wanted to stick it to Lane the best way we could because he would have did it to us. Oh, sure. I'm happy, but I'm disappointed all at the same time. Quincy McAdoo is a man. He's made a big difference. I don't know what we're gonna do next year if we lose KJ. The first caller was talking about because there's nothing there.
Yeah, it's trouble. It's trouble.
I want Malik to go, and Malik is probably gonna go. And the reason why I say that is because Sam made a comment the other day in one of his press conferences. And he was saying at one point, you know what I'm saying? I used to be loyal to these players because, that's something about, who I am. He said, but as I'm learning, if there's a player and he's better than what you got and he wants to come play ball for Arkansas, I'm taking him now.
Yeah.
So I expect to see them positions filled, and I just don't see old McAdoo on that. I mean, not McAdoo, but Hornsby on that list, in Fortin, he can't play no more, huh? This is his last year.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's done. I'm positive he's done. Yeah, they're in trouble at quarterback if KJ goes. And this is kind of something that we thought we were going to get out of Kendall as a guy that can develop quarterbacks. Now, I think the job he's done with KJ is admirable, no doubt. I think some of that's just raw talent. KJ's just that good.
I was about to say, look at what he's got. He got a complete package.
Yeah.
Malik, to me, naturally, just watching him play, is not a quarterback. Not at all to me.
Yeah.
He's fast, but we remember last week I called in and we talked about that. I'm not trying to down the kid, but we're talking football here. So I don't think he's got what it takes. I will say I hope we do get another offensive coordinator. I'm not jumping off of that.
Okay. So tonight didn't do anything to sway you in the other direction with Kendall?
It's too choppy.
Yeah, I think
It's the consistency. I'm not saying that at times Kendall don't have some amazing plays, and we sit back and we say, well, where has this been all this time? And then the next few series, you're like, really, man?
Yeah.
Like, this is what we're doing right now, So
in the second half is a clear example of that. Even though you had this big lead, I still thought, and maybe some of that was Sam.
Well, yes, I was about to say some of that I believe was Sam, because remember at the end of the game when SEC Network was talking to him, by the way, before I get to that point, I don't like them guys and how they call the game. We're trying to watch the game.
They made it about themselves. They did. They made it. And I listen, that's hard to do. I have no idea why they were down on the field. I don't know what that was all about. But
we missed plays while they were huddling up. Like there was a whole flag we didn't even get to see because we're over here in the end zone and dudes over there eating grass. Anyway, but at the end of the game, Sam had said, I think I took my foot off the pedal a little bit too early.
Yeah. Yeah.
That there I will say is a good look forward. That his speech is changing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, as far as how he's looking at things. So
I agree.
Yeah, Sam. Get some of that dog in you, Sam.
Yeah.
Get some of that dog in you, sir.
The good old boy, all cheese shucks stuff is fine. That resonates with everyone down here. I get that, but like it's kind of time to I don't know. Let's like the jukebox thing. I was talking to the press box. A couple other guys in the media, I was talking to them about this. I said, eventually they're going to have to drop this whole press box thing. Like he comes out, before the guys leave to go back into the locker room, half an hour or so before the game, and they play the jukebox hero thing. Like this is old. It's time to move on, man. You got to be, come on, man. You got the best media team in the country. The U of A, the U of A does a great job with marketing the Razorbacks. Let's move on from the jukebox hero thing. Let's
Yeah.
update the terminology a little bit. Hey, I appreciate your call, Brian.
Sure, you're right, man.
Take it easy, man.
All right.
Next up, we got Mike. We got guys all look at this, man. I know you guys have been waiting for a little bit. Let's get Mike on. Mike, what's going on?
What's going on?
That big, beautiful beard of yours, my man. How you doing?
Doing great. I couldn't be better, honestly. Today was a very good day. Just have like a little small thing. Like, I'm pretty superstitious and stuff. My dad gave me a signed hat from Cedric Cobbs from the 2003 Independence Bowl.
Yeah.
That Houston Nutt actually gave to him, like, personally.
Wow.
And I had that on my knee today, the whole entire game. So
don't take it off.
Oh no, I'm wearing it right now, and I'm gonna be wearing it for the rest of this season.
Leave it on.
The rest of the next year too.
Shower with it on. Whatever you do, take a bath. I don't know. Keep it on. Don't take it off.
I mean, I know not a lot of people are superstitious, but I know there are some fans out there that are.
I can't shit talk because I kept the Aaron Donald jersey behind me all through the playoffs last year, and guess what? Look what happened. And look, it hasn't been back here all year. And he's having a not so great year. The Rams are horrible. I'm just saying there might be something to it. I used to not be superstitious, but I think I am now. That's awesome. Yeah, I see it. There it is.
I mean, it's old school. It's back when they wore Adidas.
Yeah.
I love it though.
Yeah, man. Keep it on.
Heck yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Woo pig.
All right, buddy. Talk at you later. Next up, another regular caller. I am Prue. Look at that, man. What's going on?
All right. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you perfect.
Okay, good. Well, Brian, I won't say he stole my thunder, but he hit a point. He had a lot of points that I share equally. But I want to be another one that talks about McAdoo. And dude, where he's playing now is such a better fit. So much so that I feel like he's stepping into that role that Morgan had last season of leadership. And no offense to Bumper Pool, but, he's been banged up like every year pretty much that he's been on the hill.
Yeah.
And I get the feeling that McAdoo has kind of like risen to the top there for everyone to just feed off of and guide. And I don't know why I get that impression of Grant Morgan when I look at McAdoo everywhere. Just McAdoo was just my camera. McAdoo was just flying around.
He had a great night. I didn't realize he had a sack. I knew he had that forced fumble, but he had a sack tonight too.
I know, and it's hard. Like it's hard to look back at games like Liberty. A lot of times this year where, I mean, not just with McAdoo, but all over the board for the Hogs. I'm just like, what the crap?
Yeah.
But it's good to see. Like I'm trying to look forward here. I like what Otis said about Haynes King at A&M. I think that dude is gone. I would actually love to see him on the hill. That's just me. I'm kind of a glutton for punishment. I want Malik Hornsby to just be this phenom, but the more I hold on to that Hornsby train, it's just like, bro, you're just letting us down. I don't even know if I want him as a wide receiver at this point, if I'm honest, because I feel like he'll be better served. I think his services will be better used somewhere else.
Yeah.
So the point I wanted to bring up though, more than anything else, was we only won by 15 points.
Okay.
I'm so tired as a Hog fan. I'm 40 years old, been one my whole life. This bend don't break. It didn't matter if it was Burt, if it was Houston, it didn't matter. This bend don't break stuff. No, I want you to hold the knife to the throat the whole game. And just like what that gentleman pointed out, if the tables were turned and this was Lane Kiffin, no, this would have been a 60-to-something affair.
Would have been a bloodbath.
Absolutely. And they had 2 touchdowns called back.
They sure did.
And so that 15-point deficit is now 1 point, or maybe they sunk a 2-point conversion, and who's to say. But this game for the first half was a complete murder.
Yeah.
And then the second half, like getting into the fourth quarter, I was like, oh, this is getting a little too close for comfort.
Yeah.
But I'll take it as a win. I love it. I'm curious to see where old Lane goes now, because for those of you who don't know, I actually grew up in Alabama. And so I have like so many of my friends went to Auburn and went to Alabama, and like they're all upset for what Alabama's still good. They feel like their team sucks. But I don't know, man. That Auburn job for Lane, it wouldn't surprise me if he took it. It wouldn't surprise me if he stayed. But I'm still on the train. Remember, by the way, I'll eat my words. I said a couple weeks ago, Hogs aren't going bowling.
You did.
I did. And I'm going to eat my words on that. I'm glad I'm eating my words on that.
Yeah.
But I'm still on the let's get KB out of let's get him somewhere else, because like Brian pointed out, choppy is the perfect word for that. It's just you get so amped on one sequence, maybe two sequences, and then all of a sudden you're just in the toilet for another 3 and out, another like why can't it always be? Why can't we air it out more? Why does it have to be this run heavy? I don't know. But anyway, I'm stoked about McAdoo. He fills a gap that I feel like the defense has needed. No offense to Bumper Pool. So that's all I got to say.
At least you owned up. You had to eat your words. Welcome to my world. I got to sit up here and I'm wrong probably 90% of the time. I got to come back with, all right, I was wrong. Kind of like I've been wrong about a lot of things. I thought I didn't think they were going bowling. I really didn't.
Yeah.
For the last several weeks, I've said I just don't see it, man. They're so up and down. They're might be as bad as the Chad Morris era, on defense with Chief. They were horrible. It's so bad. I don't know how Tennessee was worse in as far as passing yards given up, although we saw that tonight, how that unfolded for them. Thoughts and prayers with Hendon Hooker. I hope he's okay. Going back to Malik Hornsby really quick. I also agree. I don't think his future's here, clearly. We all want when I say this, and I mean this, I want those kids to go on and find success one way or another.
100%.
If it's 100%. Not here, it's somewhere else. He's a good kid, and I don't know what's next for him. Maybe it's someone else coaching him. Maybe it is a Kendall Briles and him not connecting or something. You never know. We see it all the time when guys transfer out or don't stay home. They go elsewhere and they have success. And it's just kind of a part of it. Hopefully that's the case with him. I would have no issues with him going somewhere and being great. I really wouldn't.
Last thing, they had 700 yards of offense.
They did.
If I'm not mistaken.
They did.
Defense is a funny thing, because it doesn't matter if someone hangs 700 yards on you. If you just capitalize on the turnovers at the right time,
yeah,
then you see what happens.
Yeah.
So that's it, man. Woo pig.
Hey, I appreciate the call, as always.
Yes, sir.
All right, I am Prue. I think that's his third time calling in. Listen, if you guys want to call in, that link is provided. I'll keep sharing it. We've got T-Dub is back on the line. But here it is again. And I appreciate the super chat. Woo Pig perfectly fine with 8 and 5. Trusted pit boss. I'm with you, G-Rec. I also I think I say I trust pit boss, right? I trust Pittman. I think he's the right guy to build that foundation, which he has done at the University of Arkansas. He's done a good job. I mean, just building a solid foundation. And I know people took offense to what Otis Kirk said a couple of weeks ago about him saying, look, you kind of are what you are. Don't forget that long ago, Arkansas was really bad under Chad Morris in the last year under Brett Bielema especially. But there is truth in that, right? There is some truth in that. Things were really bad not that long ago. Let's go to T-Dub. Are you there, or did you accidentally call in?
Hey, no, I'm here.
Okay. I appreciate that super chat, by the way.
Hey, you're welcome. Listen, I'll try to make this one quick. It's colder than a politician's heart out here,
especially out in California.
Yeah, it's nippy. It's actually down in the low 60s, high 50s.
Bless your heart.
Hey, listen, I wanted to say two things. I'm gonna try to keep this on track. One, we're talking about McAdoo, and this is something I just want to highlight. How good was McAdoo? How good is McAdoo? We're not even really talking about Drew Sanders intercepting Jackson Dart, which is rare for Jackson Dart to throw a pick. And we're not even talking about Dwight McGlothern stripping the ball. I mean, we are talking this, and our defense is better when you have a guy that is homegrown Arkansas on that side of the ball, like a Grant Morgan, right? That understands the heart. And I'm going to tell you, McAdoo plays with that fire. Okay, I'm jumping off that now because we all understand that.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to say is I get what the other callers are saying, but I want to kind of let me try to just put a little fire on this. We're done with KB. Let's get rid of him.
Sure.
I'm not the smartest man in the world, but listen to what I say. Sometimes the devil you know is better than the devil you don't.
So you're saying the grass isn't greener if they move on?
Well, sometimes the grass is only greener because it's above a septic tank. Remember, here's what we know with KB.
Yeah.
We can get 9 wins. We know that.
Sure. Yeah.
What we know about Dow Loggins calling at the college level,
don't know anything.
Jack diddly squat.
Yeah.
So am I happy? Ty, I have criticized more than a few times KB's calling. I get it. But if we're going to criticize his calling and all that, then it would only be fair to, in his defense, say, how would he have called those games with a healthy backfield?
Yeah.
So, and I get it. It's one of the, and all of these guys calling it have legit points. I agree with him.
Some great calls tonight.
Absolutely.
Yours
but if we're
included,
talking about, well, thank you. But if we're talking about getting rid of a guy, and I don't know that they were saying fire him. I hope that's not what they were saying. I think they were just saying let him go, let him move on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think KB is going anywhere unless it's a head coaching job. I really don't. But I'm not in the Dow Loggins corner. I mean, how many times have we seen great coaches in the NFL bomb at the college level and vice versa?
Sure.
So I think we need to take it with a grain of salt, the play calling this year, how much KJ was injured, played injured, how much the backfield there was injuries, they played injured, how much there was injuries at the O-line and they played injured. They know things that we won't know until the offseason. And then the last thing about KB, and you and I have talked about this too, is how much is Sam putting his thumb on the scales? Like there was that great shot when we were all complaining on Twitter and on Discord. Why are they running the ball so much? Throw the ball here. And there was that perfect shot. I think it was CBS caught Sam yelling at KB, run the ball, run the ball, run the blanking ball. We don't know the conversations that are always happening. And even though Sam promised us at his introductory press conference, my offense won't be 3 yards in a cloud of dust, it's kind of his favorite flavor popsicle. He's an old lineman. He wants to run the ball. And so I don't think all of this is on KB. Now, I'll probably have a different opinion if we lose next week. Fire KB, whatever. But I've ate crow more than a few times in my life. So I just wanted to say that about KB. There's a lot of factors going this that we as fans, we don't see. It's easy to say, well, KB's not calling right. He can get vetoed at any time by Sam, and Sam has admitted he vetoed him, and it was wrong at times.
Yeah.
So,
yes,
Ty, keep rocking on, brother. I'm going to jump off and let some of these other awesome callers. Hey, listen, guys, Ty is doing great. If you like Ty and you like the show, throw a super chat. If there you go, give them the duck lips with it too, the pitiful pouting duck lips. If you super chat, Ty, you are the CDC has proved you are immune to COVID and other various illnesses. So jump in and let's support the man. Yeah. Hey, you guys are awesome. The Ty fan base is awesome.
Appreciate it, man. I'll talk at you later. All right. Yeah. Hey, Super Chat is up and rolling, like the man said. It is up and rolling. We've already had 2 or 3. I do appreciate that. Link is still live. Call-ins are still boom. Well, I say that. Give it a second. There it goes. Boom. If you want to call in, if you got something you want to say, something's on your mind, maybe you disagree with something I've said or one of these callers, or you want to brag on, I don't know, just how badass I am. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm kidding. Brian Fraser's back up.
All right. Good point, man. G-Rec was making, man. That was G-Rec, right?
Which one? For what?
The last caller.
No, that was T-Dub.
Okay. I mean, he had me think about it in a different light. Yeah, if KB goes, who do you get? Okay. He will get you a 9-win season. The backfield was banged up. Okay. All right. Okay. Now I'm back to, let's see next week.
Yeah.
We got one more game.
It's true.
T-Dub, you got me to kind of, I'm going to chill out. I'm going to chill. But if we go down here to Missouri and get blown out, I'm just going to leave that hanging. And then I'm going to go back to listening.
So it's okay. So next week you're going to be hanging out, and then whatever happens. Mizzou's been salty at home.
Here's the thing. We coming off of a big win.
Yeah.
Missouri, they haven't been able to put together complete games. I don't know the injuries they've got or anything like that, but they've been looking pretty scrappy. When I click on to them and I see them a little bit, they look a little scrappy. You understand what I'm saying? This is the last game of the season, and we're going to Missouri. Okay, that's another trophy on the line.
Yeah.
Okay, Missouri thinking about it. Okay, we done had a crappy season. This is our last game. We are not finna let the Razorbacks come in here and beat us the last game of the season.
Yep.
What's going to be our pitch? We're going to lose the trophy?
Yeah, they're trying to get bowl eligible too.
I hope not. Well, we're bowl eligible today.
No, I'm talking about Mizzou. They're trying to get bowl eligible.
Right. And they're trying to get bowl eligible.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a scrap on our hands.
I think so.
I'm looking forward to a scrap on our hands. Now, if our boys come out there, and again we're going to KB, and KB calls a game like he did today, other than a few times in the second half.
Yeah.
And once again, like T-Dub was saying, we don't know what's being said, so I'm gonna kind of backtrack. But it's all depending on next week for me, Ty. I'm telling you right now. I love my Hogs. I love them. Born Hot Springs, Arkansas. It's a mistake. You know.
Yeah.
We'll see, T-Dub. We'll see. I'm gonna start calling you Mr. Tusk.
Oh, me? You're gonna start calling me Mr. Tusk?
Is that all right, Mr. Tusk?
That's fine.
You know what I'm saying? You get the halftime huff and puff.
I did the halftime huff and puff.
You know what that means for me? I'm not gonna say it since we don't. That's why you huffing and puffing.
I know what it means. Yeah, I know what it means in Fayetteville. I'm from Fayetteville. I know exactly what it means in Fayetteville.
Hey, but I'm gonna let you get back to the show, man. Love you, bro. Man. Hey, man, check it out. Everybody, like T-Dub say, call in, support Ty. You know what I'm saying? Hit the super chat up, hit the like buttons. Just don't be in here running your yip yaps.
There you go.
Have a good night.
Appreciate it, man. Another good call from Brian. We got Haas on the line. We'll get him in here real quick. Well, G-Rec's on the line. Hold up. We got G-Rec. That's going to be his first time calling in. So G-Rec, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Let's get Haas on here. Our Discord, our Tusk Talk with Ty moderator. We already had Mike on earlier. Eagle. He's our administrator. He looks like a wrestler. And by the way, met him in person. He's like 7 feet tall. I'm like 6'2", 6'3", and I'm like, damn, dude. Like he's a tall guy. He just looks intimidating with that beard, that ferocious beard and the hair. Could be the lead singer of Korn or a wrestler at the same time. I don't know. What's going on, Haas? What do you got for me?
What's happening, man? It's a good Saturday night.
Oh, it is, brother.
Anytime we win the game, hey, it don't matter whether you win by inch or a mile, right?
That's true.
I mean, yeah, I was a little frustrated there after the game about how conservative we went in the second half, but I mean, a win is a win. We're bowling. We get to, have a good old time.
Did you cool off a little bit, similar to the LSU game?
Yeah, I wasn't even mad about LSU.
Well, hold on now. I mean, you did say in that post game, you were like, I've had some time to think about it. I remember that call.
Well, you said that wasn't a Liberty game? Because I was pissed after Liberty now.
I might have been Liberty. I remember you calling in and cooling off, though.
I wasn't too mad about LSU because I had us losing that one big time.
It might have been Liberty. I don't know.
But, man, oh, man. Just the lack of desire to go for the kill is the only thing I have to complain about. Yeah. You're playing Lane Kiffin, you're going to give up 600 yards.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
With how bad our defense is, I'm not even surprised that we did.
They had 700 yards of offense. 700 yards. I don't know how many they had in the second half, but it was kind of ridiculous.
That's a long walk.
It really is.
That's a long walk. Hey, but like I said, we beat our average points per game.
Yep.
We went over our yards per game. Rocket had a rocket. Hey, we've been talking about the defense this and the defense that. Let's look at what Rocket did. This man went nuts on them.
Yeah.
If we can get KJ back, if we get Landers back, if we can get Knox back, if we can get a lot of these contributing pieces back, man, who knows what next year looks like, especially since we're getting younger guys, playing time now. It's definitely a possibility that we can not have a step back next year as much as we thought.
Well, here's how I look at this is how I look at it now. Look at the college football landscape the last 2 years. Who the hell would have thought? I get it. Tennessee ends up, they're going to go 10-2. Still, if you would have told me at the beginning of the year Tennessee's going to go 10-2, I'd have been like, no way in hell. They're going to be good. Hendon Hooker's good. That offense is good, but not 10-2 good. The East, especially with how good the East has been lately, and I know Florida's under construction, blah, 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 blah. Tennessee was for real. That offense is legit. Their defense is trash. Look at Oklahoma State in the Big 12. Did you see that game today? The last I saw, Oklahoma was beating the shit out of them. Oklahoma's been horrible, people. Oklahoma's been horrible. And they beat the hell out of them. Georgia Tech, who they beat today? North Carolina, who's ranked. Of course, you have Alabama taking a step back. The college football landscape now, thanks to NIL, thanks to immediate eligibility out of the transfer portal, thanks to all these different things that happen off the field. It's just changed. I think it's for the better. If you want my honest to God opinion, I think it's for the better. I really do. This is what I want. I want chaos. That makes it so much more fun. Now the next step is hurrying up the expansion of the playoffs. But
yeah, I'm definitely for that. I mean, I said it when we first realized what the transfer portal was going to be, that eventually it would change the parity and the landscape of all of college football, and you would see teams that, especially teams that smaller markets, big money like Arkansas, you're going to see them start to, compete a little better with the big dogs.
Yeah.
And the parity's nice. You basically have free agency, and the best way to deal with free agency is to go get the guys you need.
Yeah, I agree. And they did that in the offseason. I think they did a good job of that. I think considering they had a limit, there was a cap of 7 players. They definitely could have used more, especially after losing all the pieces that they lost. My God, I mean, we underestimated how much they lost and how big of an impact that ended up having. Haas, I appreciate it, man. I got G-Rec up next. I appreciate your call, man.
Absolutely, man. Woo pig.
Woo pig. Haas with another. Haas, all you guys kill it. Haas does a great job as well. Moderators and admins. We're gonna get Rhett to call in. He's another mod, and yeah, a couple other guys. I want to get Rhett. I want to get Austin to call in. You guys can talk to our moderators. I met Austin today before the game, like I mentioned earlier. Really cool meeting him and his family. All right, G-Rec is up next. Can you? I don't know why I'm looking at an OBS.
Yeah, I don't know. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, cool. I think it was your live stream yesterday or earlier in the week when you said that the Hogs don't have a win where it was like a statement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we definitely got at least one game where it was a statement win.
Yeah.
I just where's this been all year? This is my question, man. Where did this go against Liberty? Against LSU, we saw like glimpses of it, but
on defense for sure.
Oh yeah, but it's just like, are they just now getting over A&M? That's
a good question.
Yeah,
I don't know. Obviously, KJ being healthy played a big role in how Arkansas played tonight. I'm sure the weather, the crowd, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But that's all. That's college football. I mean, these things are going to happen. You've got to be prepared and ready to play, and the product on the field is the product on the field. Injuries matter, all that stuff. Arkansas was rocked with injuries in the secondary. I don't know. That's the $1 million question. Where was this offense? My God, they scored 35 points in the first half.
That's ridiculous.
Where the hell has that been?
Yeah.
35 points. I think 300 something yards of offense. I mean, where was this? What the hell's going on? Like, why are they so wildly inconsistent? And, you know, to the Kendall Briles point, I know you're not making that point, but I wanted to say this before I forget. The two areas where he has struggled mightily, he's improved in third down. I've talked about that a lot. He's improved greatly on third down conversion. Red zone offense, they've been atrocious. They've been bottom 4 in the SEC all year, and that's been the case since he's been here, I'm pretty sure. And then just overall scoring offense, which you know, it's kind of vague, but it still matters, right? At the end of the day, they're averaging 32 points a game. That's just not going to cut it. It's not going to cut it with the defense they have. It's not going to cut it in this league and with the talent you got to play against. I'm not on the boat of firing Kendall. I would love to see him come back for year 4. I really would, because then that increases the likelihood of KJ coming back. But
yeah, like I remember the first score we got, the Matt Landers slant. When we got inside the 10, I was like, I think we might settle for 3 here. But I guess something clicked. That just hasn't clicked before.
They didn't have to throw a lot, and when they did, they were effective. KJ that's the sharpest I think I've seen him in a while, and that was good to see.
I also think it's safe to say, you know, I'm not KJ, so I at the end of the day I don't know, but I think he's coming back for one more. If Malik transfers, I think, just me personally, I think he comes back.
Certainly hope so.
Yeah.
Arkansas's in a lot of trouble if he doesn't. I don't know what to tell people. It's going to be brutal. I mean, obviously, you'll have to play it out. We'll have to play it out and see what they do in the portal. They've proven that they can go and get highly rated players out of the portal. They have proven that. We'll see if they can do it again. They're going to go to the portal anyways for a quarterback regardless.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Hornsby, Fort, and all those guys are going to be gone. So they're going to have to do something.
My question for this staff is, during the offseason, this will like make or break me on Sam, is do you like take full advantage of the transfer portal, or do you just get like maybe 1 or 2 players and that's about it?
Oh no, they're gonna crush the portal.
Yeah, you think they're going ham?
Oh yeah. No, that's something Otis, Kirk, and I have talked about. They're going to crush the portal. They don't have a choice. They're going to have to. They're going to see some roster turnover. You've already got guys graduating. You've got the super seniors that are going to be gone. Bumper pool. Drew Sanders is gone. He's not coming back, even though he's eligible. He's gone. Even if he's not a first round pick, from what I understand, he's gone.
Yeah, go get that money.
Dwight McLaughlin, I'm Pretty sure he's gone. Latavius Brenny might have a year of eligibility, so maybe you get him back. Simeon Blair, say what you want about him, but he's been a starter. He started every game. He plays something like 90% of the snaps. He's gone. I think we can argue that shouldn't be too difficult to fill that role, but they're going to have to go to the portal. They're not going to have a choice. What that looks like, I'm not sure. And we know these rules, the NCAA is making this up as they go, but they're going to have to do something in the portal for sure.
One last thing to Matt Green. Last year, he's my friend at Ole Miss. He talked a lot of smack after that game. So this is my one up now. A year later.
Is he here? Is he in chat?
No, but I will send him this. Don't worry.
There you go. Send him, timestamp it, and send it to him. Say, yeah, buddy. You and Lane Kiffin can suck on that. We just took an ass whooping in Fayetteville.
Exactly.
Baby.
We kept it competitive last year. You didn't. Different story.
That's true. And that was a good game last year, and this became a better game than it should have been. But All right, man. I appreciate your call, G-Ray.
Of course, Woo Pig.
You're a Patreon supporter too.
Yes, sir.
I pay attention, man. I appreciate you.
I've been. I think I've been a Patreon since September of 2019 or 2020.
You're an OG, man. You and Tim, who called in, or T-Dub. There's another one. They got some OG Patreon supporters, man. I really do appreciate that. I really do.
It's hard to catch the lives because military life, but it is what it is.
Oh, you're in the military?
Yes, sir.
I didn't know that. Thank you for your service, man.
Of course, don't thank me.
Well, I know you. I've been told, friends of mine who are in the military, like, I don't like to hear that. But but we got to pay respect, man. Yeah. Anybody who puts on the uniform. All right, man. I appreciate you.
All right, of course, Woo Pig, and subscribe.
There you go.
Right,
there you go. Magic words right there. Subscribe, baby. There you have it. One last call. If you want to call in, here's your opportunity. The calls have been great. I mean, they're just to the point. Good calls, really good calls. And I do appreciate each and every one of you guys. I love the you guys listen, man. It's clear that this was a big game, and this, and he hit it on the money about that marquee win. Here it is. There's that marquee win. You've got it. You've got it. You can criticize Sam all you want. What's his record against ranked opponents right now? It's not the greatest, but he won a couple. Cincinnati was ranked at the time when you beat them, and here's this. Can Brian and I call together asking for a friend? I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't had dinner, and I'm really hungry. And I'm kind of an hour. I would love to do that. Maybe on the next one. I would love to do that. That would be a lot of fun. You guys, next weekend, we're gonna have to do this. We're gonna have to revisit. Well, actually, it'd be Friday, right? So everyone's schedules are gonna be a little bit different. Friday at what is it? 3:00 kickoff. 2:30 kickoff, CBS. So in the late afternoon or in the evening, we'll do this again. Of course, Hogville will also have our post game for Hogville, and we'll do our call-in show here. These calls, just as usual, have been fantastic. Get all the Discord mods in for a roundtable. I've kind of thought about that. I've thought about that. I've given that some thought. Maybe, I don't know. It's something to consider for sure. If not here, then on Discord, for sure. So, all right, I appreciate you guys. Big win. By the way, if I'd love to do another halftime Huff and Puff, but I can't because I'm not going to. I'm definitely not going to Missouri. I'm gonna stay home for that one. But that was a lot of fun today. If you haven't had a chance to go watch that, go back and watch it. The last 10 minutes, I crashed some tailgates. A lot of fun. Great people. They welcomed me in with they tried to lure me in with food. Actually, the last one I went to, they were trying to get me to come back with food. That was so sweet. That was so kind. But that's just what you expect from Arkansans, from Razorback fans. Good people down here. All right. Shout out to all you guys who called in, to everyone in live chat. I do appreciate each and every one of you. The super chat. Did I miss one? Did we miss? Was this the one that was on the screen? Let's be real. They got a huge chunk of yards when this game is basically over. And that is exactly right. Fish is 110% right. Arkansas took their foot off the pedal. The defense, I mean, this thing was over in the third quarter. It was over. And they made up a whole bunch of, I would call them junk yardage, although one can make the argument, well, they also had 2 scores called back, but then that changes the scenario out, doesn't it? Then Arkansas is playing the game a little bit differently. Ole Miss wasn't, their running backs weren't playing on defense, right? Dart wasn't playing on defense. I think it wouldn't have mattered had they called those touchdowns back. I don't think it mattered. Arkansas was going to whoop that ass. That's exactly what happened. That is exactly what happened. There's that. Forgot the bottom of the screen there. If you want to Tusk Talk with Ty bumper sticker, become a Patreon supporter, right? Okay. I appreciate you guys. I will see you soon. We've got Arkansas basketball coming up. That's going to be big. I'll be back on Monday. Woo pig. I'll see you guys then.